everyone. My name is Gina, and welcome to the Blanket Fort, where we stay cozy and we play cozy. Today, we are going to be doing our first city core build of my new island called Matcha City, which is kind of like an urban garden, spring-themed island. Currently, we have some items laid out for inspiration. I just kind of threw some stuff like around just to kind of get an idea of what I want to do. I did some of the pathing because I did not want to bore you with all the pathing that we have going on here. And if you've ever built a city core island, you know there is so much pathing. But yeah, so I just started throwing down some items. I will be honest with you guys, I struggled really hard with this build. The idea is that it is going to be a market square, you know, where Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny is, just to have them all in one place. So that way we can make way for some cooler, like, fake building builds in the future. But yeah, I always have a hard time decorating Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny, if I'm being honest. I think that once you have like a color palette in mind, once you have an idea for how the island is supposed to look, sometimes Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters can get in the way of that. So I just thought, okay, I'm gonna break the ice with this city core build. This is the first city core build of the island. The other one that we did was like a garden, a butterfly shaped garden. So I did not want to, procrastinate the city core stuff because I was really excited to start getting into it. But I have only ever done a few like city core builds like on my practice island, and I'm really intimidated by fake buildings and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna break the ice. I'm gonna build this like cute market square area just to get a vibe for this this pathing code that I'm using, and also getting used to this city vibe that I have not quite figured out yet. So I appreciate you watching this and just kind of going on this journey with me to get this island vibe correct, like aligned, you know what I mean? Because I do want to go for specifically an urban garden theme. So yeah, I started just throwing down some city core like items. I thought about putting this cute little parking lot in the back of Nook's Cranny, like maybe it's like Timmy and Tommy's cars that they drive. I don't know why it was funny to imagine them driving cars, but it was. And then a little cart return area and maybe some clutter like in the back. I decided a tree should go here because I'm trying to incorporate as many like trees and foliage as I can. Obviously that's kind of hard to do in city core as well, so that's what makes this a challenge is obviously we can't put trees everywhere, we can't put bushes everywhere because we have pathing in the way, and we can only put it in strategic areas where you cannot see the break in the pathing. So yeah, that's why I put the tree back here kind of hidden behind Nook's Cranny. It'll give it some height, but it won't be noticeable that like there's clearly like an entire little tile missing. But yeah, hedge fencing, very key to this build. I put a lot of hedge fencing down, which you will see, because I got myself caught up in a dilemma with some fencing, and yeah, we'll get to that. So in my mind, I had some like really good ideas for this build, I promise, but it just took a while to execute them and make it look right. So I just started playing around with some items just to see what would look good. I'm not a huge planner, like I don't pre-build things and then like redo it for the video. I just kind of like live build things and just kind of see what is working and what's not. And of course, like, you know, this is just Animal Crossing. If there's something I don't like in the future, we can just go back and change it and I'll let you know. Or if we do like a final island tour video, I can tell you what I've changed. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm honestly just trying to break the ice here, trying to like go and just like let the creativity takes me where it takes me. And it's okay if we mess up along the way or we don't like something, because it's just a game and we can always change it. Anyways, I really wanted to do a cute little coffee truck area. My vision for this was like, okay, so you see pictures of Paris. I've never been to Paris, but you see pictures of Paris, and there's like cafes on the corner and like, tables kind of on the streets, like kind of near the streets, and it just feels so alive and inviting. And I don't know why I saw these wedding flower stands and I was like, I need to incorporate that. Why hasn't anyone done something like this? Why haven't I seen this before? Like, I understand they're like a wedding item, but like, I think they look so good for like kind of more upscale, like elegant cafe area, like market area. I just think that like, if you go to like a really nice city with like a really good like market square, they have floral arrangements and topiaries and stuff like that, and I thought that it would just be a great idea to include these wedding stands. I took a break there for a second. I was struggling so much with figuring out how to place these chairs because they just don't scoot in at all, and so I was just like, let me just sit down for a second and think about this. So we eventually got the tables and chairs figured out, but then we came upon a new problem, which was the hedge fencing. So I started putting this hedge fencing down, and I was like, okay, this is looking really good. And also, when you're working so close to resident services, the villagers just tend to get in the way, which is really frustrating. Like what's his name is fishing over there, like right where I need to put some fencing. They're having a conversation. Yeah, so that was a bit frustrating, but that's just Animal Crossing. But yeah, so we came upon a dilemma. So you see that gap right there between the corral fencing and the hedge fencing? I did not like that, and I didn't really know how to cover it up. So I was like, okay, well, let me just put some more hedge fencing. But you guys know how fencing goes. Yeah. So I was like, well, let me just try and put some plant partitions here instead. Like, I'll remove some of the corral fencing and I'll put some plant partitions, and like maybe that will look cute. And then I was like, okay, like that's kind of working. And then I tried doing like all around plant partitions, and it just, I don't know. The color scheme matched up, I think, very well with the wedding stands and just the overall vibe of it. But eventually I decided no. So I just put hedge fencing all the way around. For now, I honestly am not too happy with it, just because the corral fencing looks really weird right there. We will be building, more towards like the beach and stuff, so I'm sure I'll find a way to cover it up. But honestly, I was so frustrated by it that I was like, okay, let me just take a break from that. It's okay. We don't have to address this right now because this is just a video game. And it's okay if we don't have the idea right now while we're live building. We can just chill out, But anyways, I started adding some more items. I attempted some fake buildings, as you can see. I am not good at fake buildings, so I didn't like that. And then I was like, okay, let me just put a pergola there. And I was like, wait, I don't like that. So I just started putting some of the regular fences down, and I liked that a lot better. I feel like it gave more of the city core vibe that I was going for. And then I started putting some plant partitions behind there, and I was like, yes, this is the vibe. It's adding more of that urban vibe that I wanted. It kind of adds a little bit of, like, the fencing itself is kind of grungy. It added a little bit more grunge to the area, and it wasn't like completely elegant, but it was still really simple. Okay, and then I started to really enjoy this build when I started adding some more miscellaneous items, like the retro transportation stops. I feel like they tied in the fencing that was there. I think it just added some depth to that walkway. I started adding some topiaries just to kind of blend the grunge and the elegance together. make it seem a little bit more curated. And I think I really like how the topiaries look with the retro transportation stops. I don't know why. I have like a weird compulsion where I have to put a flower bed in front of Able Sisters every single time because the flower beds fit perfectly right there in that little spot right by the window. And I don't know, I just do it every time, and I don't really care if it suits what we're doing. Well, we are doing a garden island, but like I have to do it. I don't know why. It's so satisfying to me. But yeah, I added a little Vespa scooter, which I love. I think they're so cute. I decided to move this tree because I wanted it closer to the walkway just to give this area a little bit more height, and it was just one tile off from being able to see like from the walkway. So as I started kind of perfecting all of these little details, I really started to like this build. So yeah, we're gonna do some finishing touches off screen, and then I will return to do a final reveal of our Market Square build. Okay, so before the final reveal of our Market Square build, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be working on next, and I also wanted to give you a reminder to like, comment, and subscribe on this video if you would like to see more videos from me. So next week, we are going to be attempting a double stair build. Not too sure what direction we're going to go with it, garden or city, but we will just have to see. Anyways, I'm going to play you out with some reveal beauty shots, and yeah, I will see you next week. Thank you guys so much.